Thank you, Madam Chair. One of the main reasons I think Congress needs to act on digital asset legislation is to ensure the U.S. remains competitive in this given space, especially the rapid pace of digital asset regulation internationally. But it's equally important we avoid regulatory arbitrage.
Now, who you just heard speaking there was Senator Ruben Gallegos. He's the senator of Arizona. And as you heard him speaking about was crypto and how he was saying that Congress really needs to act as far as when it comes to crypto and the regulatory arbitrage opportunities. Now, what an arbitrage is an opportunity to make abnormal amounts of profits, abnormal amounts of revenue on certain activities or certain trades or actions that typically wouldn't be as well. And as you heard him say, regulatory arbitrage opportunity. So he's in full support of the United States getting out in the forefront and regulating what's going on in the crypto space. And they're going to do that through what's called the Genius Act. Now, the Genius Act has been supported by Democrats and Republicans. It is a bipartisan bill through and through. And so once it was brought up, what it does, it adds additional protections for people that are participating in the crypto space, because right now the crypto space kind of like the Wild Wild West. People throw out coins. It's not backed up by anything. And you got folks out here that don't know what they're doing. They're getting caught up behind celebrities or the marketing and the whoopla, and they're getting burned. So what the Genius Act does, it adds additional protections for consumers, for anti-money laundering things. There's a whole lot of benefits that are in it to help protect that space and to make it more of a viable global currency. The objective it looks like they're pushing towards is where crypto can be utilized as equally as the dollar bill, but it's got to be backed up by something. So this bill comes up for what's called a cloture vote. Now, what a cloture is where you debate. Cloture opens it up for debate on the Senate floor. And when you have a debate on the Senate floor, once you have a debate, in order for the piece of legislation to move forward to the next step, all you need is 60 votes. In order for it to become law, you need 2/3 of the Senate votes. So before anything can become a law, it's debated on the floor. Now, here's the kicker with that. They held the vote, the cloture vote. And guess what happened? 9 Democrats voted down the debate. So it ended all discussion on the crypto bill. And the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, went berserk. He lost it. And he thrashed the Democrats for what they're doing. They're playing around with the America being on the forefront, the superpower as far as of the global currency space, the digital assets. And if longer that we wait, you got countries like China and other places that are moving at light speed, the EU. So, and this what the Democrats did after showing and knowing they fully support this. They fully support this piece of legislation. Once time came to act on it, politics kicked in. And what many believe happened, they did not want to give President Trump a bipartisan victory, because he'd be able to say, ha, look, I was able to reach across the aisle and work across the aisle and get this done. So in order to let TDS take over, they will negatively affect the American people just to resist Trump. And they're only resisting him periodically. In this video, I'm going to show you how, because you're going to hear from experts in this space. But right now, I'm going to let you listen to this Newsmax clip where he breaks it down exactly what's going on. And they hit the nail right on the head. So check this clip out.
Afternoon. Tim, I'm going to start with you. Just talk about stablecoin, this bill, what it can do, and what is it? Explain it to our audience, please.
Yeah. Hey, Bob and Katrina, thanks for having us on. Well, this is simply a framework. That's what this is. This is what everybody's been asking for years. Since crypto has come, blockchain, Bitcoin, all of it has come on the scene. We need federal guidance, federal regulation into how to develop this. This is what we're going to build off of. And so what you had this agreement between Republicans and Democrats in committee that this is going to move forward. This is fine. And then all of a sudden they get to it. Hey, this is all good. We've got it. And then they cite these provisions. Well, this isn't going to work for us because we need stronger anti-money laundering. And see, I'm reading right here. Foreign issuers, national security, safety and soundness of our financial system, and accountability for those who don't meet the Act's requirements. Accountability. I think that goes right to President Trump. And I think that they're doing this as a political scene, saying we played along, we wanted to do this, but now, well, we just have to walk away because we can't enable President Trump to do this. And so this is, I believe, a political stunt. And I think that this is going to hurt our innovation for something that's going to potentially cause a lot of prosperity for the American people. It's unfortunate.
See, just like I said, that's all this is. It's just a political stunt that is negatively impacted. Now, here's the kicker with it. The Democrats have requested that they would like to add some things in and make some amendments. And what the majority leader, John Thune, was saying is like, hey, if we could have debated it on the floor, you could have brought up all of those points and we could have took care of that. And at the same time, been progressing this thing along. But no, they wanted to play politics. They want to be able to say, see, look, this is what we got. And we weren't going to let them move forward. And knowing that President Trump's family and his business, he's established a coin. I want to say it's like world currency digital or World Federation coin or something like that. I have to look it up. But the president has a coin, and they're wanting to make sure that by no stretch of the imagination can anybody connected to him, meaning him and his immediate family, benefit at all from the crypto revolution. And the thing about it is this: if it has nothing to do with the duties of the government or anything like that, and it's not nefarious, then I don't, why not? It's not like all of these politicians haven't been making any money, at the end of the day. But now they say, oh, they're so concerned about foreign influence and whatnot. But everybody's been cheering and rooting on crypto. But now, because we got to do something about it to protect the people. And this gentleman here, he breaks it down better than anybody else. And his name slips my mind real fast. Look, it's Andrew Gordon. He's an accounting specialist on here, and I've listened to a few of his takes. And check this one out. If you enjoyed this video, do me a solid, hit that like button, because I'll never ask you for a cash app or a super chat, but you hitting that like button really helps. It'll spread the information around. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And once you do, make sure you hit that notification bell and select all. And that way, you'll be notified when I upload new videos.
Senate Democrats just blocked the Genius Act, a common sense piece of legislation that was designed to give Americans strong, clear rules for stablecoins and digital assets. Why? Politics, plain and simple. If enacted into law, the Genius Act would protect consumers, foster innovation, and help keep crypto businesses and jobs right here in the United States. Unfortunately, Democrats like Senator Warren have been pushing extreme anti-crypto rhetoric for months that would force the crypto industry out of the country, reducing the financial freedoms for the average American citizens. If America wants to remain competitive, it's time for Congress to get serious about the future of American finance. It's time for Congress to work together in a bipartisan fashion to establish a clear legal framework for stablecoin issuers and protect consumers. Congress needs to act decisively to ensure America doesn't fall behind.
Yep. Now, here's an article by The Hill. And let's see here. Democrats block stablecoin bill and blow to crypto. Legislation to create a framework for the payment stablecoin failed to clear a key hurdle on the Senate floor Thursday after several Democrats voted against moving forward with consideration of the bill. Senators voted 48 to 49 to end debate. That's the cloture I was talking about. To end debate on a motion to proceed on the Genius Act, short of the 60 votes required to move the measure further along the road to final passage. Senate Majority Leader John Thune switched his vote from a yes to a no in a procedural move that allows him to bring the measure up again. Senate Democrats who previously supported the Genius Act withdrew support for the bill over the weekend after Republican leadership sought to fast track a vote on the legislation. The senators accused Republicans of cutting off negotiations early, arguing that the latest version of the bill lacked strong enough provisions on anti-money laundering, national security, and other issues. Now the Democrats are so concerned about national security after sitting on the sidelines and rooting on almost 20 million people, illegal immigrants being flooded into our country. These people get on my nerves. The two sides have been engaged in negotiations for several days with some reports of a deal. However, Senate Democrats said Thursday morning that they still had not seen new bill text. Senator Ruben Gallego, Democrat from Arizona, the top Democrat on the Senate Banking Subcommittee on Digital Assets, asked for a unanimous consent to delay the vote until Monday to give lawmakers more time. So that's the gentleman you saw at the front of the video that said Congress need to act, they need to move, and that's why I'm urging. But yet he's the main one holding up the whole process. You see what type of politics is at play here? These Democrats are so disingenuous to everything, and they will literally cut off their nose to smite their own faces. except for they were literally jack up Americans just to prove a point. And the thing about it is the stuff that they play with, they sit in their communities and they got their salaries and they hide behind the long arm of the law. And the government, the same government that they resist, the same government they talk negative about, when it's time to protect themselves, they leverage and they wield the power of that government. But yet they talk down on it every chance they get. They do everything they can to block the advancement and the growth and the development of that same country. It's like talking about MAGA like it's negative. When we say make America great, and you got people who have the nerve to say, when has it ever been great? The fact that you can even stand in the country and say something like that without fear of being thrown in the gulag or having your head chopped off at the guillotine lets you know how great of a country we live in. But I digress. We made some great progress over the weekend, Gallego said, on the Senate floor ahead of Thursday's vote. I greatly, greatly appreciate the work that we've done in a bipartisan manner. The reason you're hearing some hesitancy, the legislation of this scope and importance really just cannot be rushed. And we need time both to educate our colleagues and people, he added. We're not shutting down. We don't want to shut this down to the point where we're ending all this work that we have put into it. We want to bring this economy and this innovation to the United States. And I'm asking for that time, he continued. I want to be clear that you do have enough members across the aisle that want to see this pass in good manner. So he's telling you flat out, yeah, there's enough Democrats that want to see this, but slow down. We're going to do it on our time. Yeah, it's a good thing. And yeah, we need to do it. We know that. But just chill. We're going to do it. Now, at the beginning of the video, though, he's talking about how we need to urge and we need to urge. Full of BS. His request was ultimately rejected, and the Senate proceeded with the vote. His Democrat colleagues didn't give a crap. Or should I say, the Republicans wanted to push forward thinking it would fly. Senate Republicans have expressed frustration with their colleagues across the aisle, arguing that they have worked on the legislation for months and incorporated their feedback. Thune slammed Democrats for blocking the legislation, emphasizing they would have had an opportunity to consider more tweaks on the floor before the final vote. If Democrats were interested in further changes as they claim, they would have had the chance to make those changes on the floor, Thune said. All they had to do was vote for cloture. Not every bill that comes to the floor is a final bill. Now, that might be how it worked when they were in control, but Republicans are doing it differently. Thune suggests Democrats may be attempting to block Republicans and President Trump from securing a bipartisan win. Like I told you, I just have to say, frankly, I just don't get it. I don't know what more they want, he said, which of course makes you wonder if this is about the bill at all, or if it's simply Democrats obstructing because they want to deny Republicans and President Trump a bipartisan win. Now, given the fact that Democrats keep moving the goalposts, it's hard not to suspect that this is the case. Treasury Department Secretary Scott Bessent also ripped Democrats, saying the Senate missed an opportunity to expand dollar dominance and U.S. influence in financial innovation. So, as you see, playing politics, these Democrats they don't care. They don't care. It's not about America first. It's about their TDS. It's about whatever psychopath agenda they got going on, and we're just tired of it. Stop playing politics with the American people. Stop using and leveraging our tax dollars for you to just play games with, because we're people. We're God's people. We're not toys. We're not, little chess pieces or military men and women. You remember the little games when you had the plastic military men? Well, I'm 46, so some of the, nowadays kids got the only games they remember is the digital ones. But you get what I'm saying. We're real. So treat it as such. But hey, this is what's going on right now. So if you're somebody that's into crypto, contact, and you're in a state where your senator is one of the 9, get at them. This is a big, big thing, because I myself have been paying more attention and getting involved with the crypto. And I got to tell you, I totally see the bright light at the end of the tunnel. So by all means, I'll be keeping my ear to the ground on this. But that's what's going on. The Democrats, again, playing politics. So for this time, they're affecting our financial markets, our ability to control the crypto space, to be able to protect the American people, and to take advantage of this surplus of money that's going to be flowing in from the whole crypto industry. So I appreciate you for staying in with me. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. If you're somebody that's knowledgeable of crypto, share with us some information. Other than that, make sure that you be safe and you stay great. I'm Brian Maxwell, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.